everyone, this is Stephen Roddy, founder of pageantplanet.com, and today what we're going to discuss is 3 signs that you're going to get scammed in modeling. Now, I'm embarrassed to admit that all 3 of these I have done, right? And I know the feeling of being taken advantage of and how embarrassing it is, but I'm just going to tell you my stories so hopefully you don't repeat my actions. And then if you're interested, we have other videos which you can check out in the description below that can teach you how to make more money off modeling, to get booked for your very first job today, and how to build a portfolio with little to no experience. All the works, we got you covered. So story number 1 is when a way that you're going to get scammed is anytime an agency asks you for money and then they say, yeah, we'll just give you the money back when we pay you. The reason why this is a scam is a legitimate agency would never do this. And I got roped into a scam on Craigslist. And I don't even remember all the specifics because it was so long ago. But basically, the guy, he was overseas and he was like, oh, the venue is here in Atlanta. And Atlanta was where I was living at the time. And he was like, just forward them the money to secure the event. And at the event in 2 weeks, I'll just give you an extra $500 on top of the $1,000 that he was going to pay me for the modeling event. I was like, yeah, sure, no problem, right? So I sent them the money, Western Union, and then I got back home and oh my gosh, he didn't respond at all. And I knew that I had been scammed, and I actually, instead of sending it to Atlanta, I sent it over to India where this guy was, and never heard from him again or anything. And it was just disastrous. Not only did I not get the job, but then I was out like $500 or so. So anytime an agency tells you, give me money, don't, and run. Secondly is workshops. So with this, it's kind of it can be both ways, but for the most part, I do not recommend modeling workshops. Here's why. John Casablanca, again, this was in Atlanta when I was really trying to be a model and get my modeling career off the ground. I went to John Casablanca and then they said, oh, look at all these famous people who got their start in workshops just like this. So I'm like, okay, I'm in. So I paid my money. And after that, there was 0 calls, 0 emails, 0 follow-up whatsoever. When a company makes workshops their primary source of income, or when companies are charging workshops, promoting workshops, that's their primary source of income. True agencies that get you booked, they make their money off of getting you booked. Therefore, they don't really waste their time on these workshops. Now, that's not to say that they don't offer workshops, but in my experience, the agencies that do offer workshops do not get you booked. And it's the same as for Barbizon, again, John Casablanca, and other things like this. If you want to get booked, you go to an agency who gets you booked. And then if that agency says, you need some extra work on your posing or your walking, etc., a lot of times they will refer you to a walking coach, to a posing coach, etc. They won't necessarily say, go take John Casablanca's course. They won't do that. So if an agency is leading with, you got to take this modeling workshop and then we will promote you, don't do it. They're not going to get you booked. Scam number 3, photos. Same principle. If they lead with, you got to take our photos and you have to have a professional portfolio because that's how we market you to other businesses, don't do it. And the reason why you don't want to do it, and again, I did this too. So a photographer said, oh my gosh, I got this agency, you need a portfolio so we can market you, you really have a great look, and we can make you a lot of money. And again, I saw dollar signs, and I paid and this was, 15 years ago or so, but paid $500 for this portfolio. And then again, after he got my money, I heard 0 back from him. And the reason is, when someone leads with, you got to have this portfolio and this glamorous imagery, etc., that's how they make their money. They don't make money off getting you booked. So don't even waste your time with that. Now, the exception, when you get involved in an agency and they do say, you know what, we got to update your headshots, they will send you to another photographer to get that. It rarely is it in-house. And if it is in-house, they don't charge you for it. Because when I started working for legitimate agencies, that's how it worked for me. So again, You as the model should not be giving agencies money in exchange for the agencies booking you. So regardless of what this looks like, right, never pay an agency money before they get you booked. That's the standard principle of how not to get scammed. Now, if you're looking to really boost up your modeling career, I highly suggest, this might seem counterintuitive if you're not familiar with the industry, but consider competing in a pageant. Let me give you a perspective. If you're from Idaho, Alaska, Maine, you're not going to find many modeling jobs. You just won't, because there's not the demand for it. However, if you have a talent, if you want to be on stage, something like that, you can compete in the Miss America organization for less than $100. Or there's thousands of other national pageants all across the world, from the UK to China to Philippines, Indonesia, here states, every state, that you can compete in. Now, in the Miss America organization, for like $100, right, you have entry into it. And if you live in Maine or Alaska, if you beat out like 10 other girls, you're going to the national stage, like where you're competing in Vegas, Atlantic City, Louisiana, right, where you're on stage in front of millions of people, live television. You're not going to get that kind of experience anywhere else. And if you're standing in line to try to compete on some reality show, you're going to be in line for hours with thousands of other people. So if you're not familiar with the pageant industry, I encourage you, click the link below, find a pageant near you, read the reviews, and really sign up. Because again, for a little amount of money, you can grow your following, and you can get tremendous modeling jobs. People like Oprah, Demi Lovato, Katy Perry, they've all competed in pageantry when they got their start. Even Justin Timberlake competed in a pageant when he was younger. So it's a great place to start to build your following, to get your name out there, and you can leverage it for some tremendous success. This is me signing off and wishing you the best in your modeling career.